Welcome guys to another episode on the Extra Mile. Today we have another project creation episode and it's a special one. We're trying to make our own project Binky swap, and if you don't know what the Binky swap is or what the project Binky swap is, you can find the link in the description. It's a really impressive and well done swap. Two guys in England have decided to switch the drivetrain of a Toyota Celica GT4 with that of an old Mini, and they have completely rebuilt the chassis. Basically, the whole car is handmade, so to speak. It's really awesome to watch the series, and we cannot even come close to replicating the greatness that is the Binky swap, but we can build ourselves a Mini with a bit more power and all-wheel drive. We will start with choosing the Mini out of this list. We will take the step 1 version because that has already a 5-speed gearbox, and that is exactly what we need. New tune name, we will name it the Binky Swap, although again this will not even come close to the awesomeness that is the Binky Swap. Next part was a whole lot of research. We are talking about this car here. I've already opened all the tabs that I need, and this is the drivetrain that we're talking about, the Celica all-track turbo version, and it roughly has 200 horses, roughly 300 something Newton meters of torque. And the first thing that I wanted to know is what kind of all-wheel drive system are we talking about here? Is it a permanent all-wheel drive? Is it what kind of power distribution do we have here? And that's why I googled the all-track all-wheel drive system from Toyota, and as we can see here, we have a 50-50 torque split between the front and the rear axle. This is basically the simplest of all-wheel drive systems that you can have. It's a fixed 50-50 torque split, and we do not have diffs on either the front axle or the rear axle. It is said, however, here that some models are equipped with a torsion rear differential, and the torsion rear differential basically works as an open diff until it detects slip on either the left or the right wheel, and then it gives a little bit of power to the other side. So that could be something that we might want to look at, but I think we should try to replicate the Binky swap as close as it is, and we have to assume that there's no torsion rear diff, but that it's an open diff. So now we know a bit more about the all-wheel drive and what we are trying to replicate here. The thing is, we do have two different all-wheel drives in the list here, and I'm not sure which one is which, so I will just select the first one right now, and we will see what kind of options we have in game, what we can set up, and what the car feels like, if it feels like a 50-50 torque split or more like an Gallardo 65-35 torque split. Anyway, weight is another very important part of the whole piece here. So the 3S GTE engine, I have all kinds of specs here and I've researched it a little bit. We know that the version that we are looking at weighs about 421 pounds, which is roughly 185 kilos, without the gearbox. We also know that the complete drivetrain of a classic Mini, including the gearbox, weighs about 140 kilos. So we already have 45 kilos more than, and that's not including the gearbox or the different and heavier drivetrain. So I think that it would make sense to increase the car weight by roughly 150 kilos. I think that should get us close, so let's go to 955 here. and apply. Now, what kind of engine will be put in there? We do have a limited choice of the cars that are available in Assetto Corsa, plus of course all the mod cars. And I have looked through these cars and the mod cars that are available quite intently last evening, and I think the best equivalent that we have is the 1.8 turbo engine of the Giulietta. Both the 4C and the Giulietta basically have the same engine. It has 10 Newton meters less torque here and 10 horsepower less in the Giulietta, which is why we will use this one. It's a bit closer to the specs that we are looking for. The Toyota engine, again, it has, let me see if we can find the power figures here somewhere. It has roughly 220 horses. Later versions went up to 260 horses, I think, with a different turbocharger. So we are looking roughly at 200 horses and 300 Newton meters of torque. There we go. It was a little bit more powerful in the Japanese market, and the UK market got a slightly slimmed down version, probably because of the exhaust or something. Anyway, the Giulia engine has not 2 liters but 1.8 or 1.7, and it has 240 horses and 340 Newton meters, so it is a little bit more powerful, but not by that much, and it's an original Kunos engine, original Kunos sound, so it should work without any problems. So, next thing is swapping the engine into the car. We will use the Giulietta, there we go. Apply. And then let's check out the drivetrain ini so we can give a little bit more torque to the clutch, because that will not be enough. Let's go to 450 here. And I've already seen some differential settings. Okay, so here we can see that we do have a little bit of lock under power. We do not want that, so we will change that to 0. So that is basically the first attempt at creating a little Binky swap of our own. Again, we cannot get close to the awesomeness of the real Binky swap with the limited tools that we have available here. But I think it should be pretty fun to drive, and we will do a lovely AI race, I think, around Highlands to check out this version and to see if it works, and to further configure the all-wheel drive in the way. See you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.